Is the Galactic Starcruiser worth the price? The Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser attraction at Walt Disney World is certainly costly, with pricing starting at $5,000 for 2 people and rising from there. We're here to help you determine whether the new resort is worth it for you by comparing it to a theme park and cruise trips, followed by our thoughts on whether it provided good value for money. To know more, keep watching. One of the challenges in determining the pricing of Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser is the lack of obvious comparisons. This is beyond anything Walt Disney World has ever tried, a mashup of several entertainment options. It's more like a land cruise than a theme park visit, with all-inclusive food and beverages, equivalent staterooms, and similar programming. But hold on, there's more. Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser also has a complex choose-your-own-adventure type tale, as well as practically limitless show aspects. It's an unparalleled hospitality and entertainment venture, with the ultimate result being either great or alienating, depending on your point of view. To be honest, it's tough to argue that most of what Disney has to offer is worth it from an objective standpoint. The Grand Floridian or contemporary resorts often have higher rack prices than the Four Seasons Orlando. Disney hotels do not provide comparable service or quality to their real-world equivalents. For almost comparable or occasionally inferior voyages, Disney Cruise Line is sometimes enormously more expensive than its competitors. The list is endless. When it comes to Disney, there's always that unexplained X factor. A strong emotional or sentimental attraction leads many individuals to ignore objective on-paper comparisons. We rationalize it based on location, amenities, theme, or other perceived benefits. However, it comes to something a lot vaguer, intangible, or should we say, magical. This is true not only for die-hard Disney fans. A huge segment of the public is ready to pay a premium for Disney's products, partly because there is a widespread belief that there is no substitute good for what Disney provides. That was never more evident than in Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser. Cruises and luxury resorts clearly have replacement products, including those with the Disney name or location. Due to the brand strength mentioned earlier, they may not have to fight on price for some consumers, but they have comparable options. There are additional lavish hotels in Central Florida and cruises to the Caribbean or beyond. Nothing else compares to Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser. Even though there is no acceptable baseline for comparison, people desire one much more than usual since it's so pricey, and they don't completely know what the not really a resort is and is not. People want to know if Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser is worth spending so much money on such a big mystery. It should go without saying that the beholder determines value. Furthermore, not everyone is equally concerned about saving money. Going to a Star Wars game is a chump coin if you're a big shot with a frozen banana stand empire. Meanwhile, if your family is middle class, the cost of 2 nights at Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser may exceed your yearly vacation budget. We cannot put ourselves in everyone else's position and account for all financial conditions and value judgments. So, it's better to have an idea of the pros and cons of spending $5,000 on one single trip. Most people virtually never pay the total price at Walt Disney World, but they have done expensive adventures and traveled widely, typically on a budget or with the assistance of travel hacking. As a result, rather than making a binary worth-it decision, we'll place Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser in perspective with other Disney and real-world attractions. Along with the comparison, we'll provide a personal preference, which we'd like to do and suggest to someone who hasn't done either. It should be noted that none of these have flawless math. The actual expenses of the options range between $4,400 and $6,200. This shouldn't be a problem because Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser does not have a set price. Many reports have referred to it as a $5,000 experience because it is what Walt Disney World promotes as the off-season starting price, $4,809. Opening monthly price has not varied significantly from that. We don't know what peak season costs are around Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's Eve, since you can't price out Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser without contacting and dealing with a multi-hour hold period on the phone. My opinion is that they'll wind up costing much more than $5,000 for 2 individuals. Another uncertainty is whether annual pass holders, Disney Vacation Club members, as well as other select visitors would be granted discounts during the off-season, when bookings may be fewer. Alternatively, prices will swiftly rise if most trips sell out at the present price points. We are hesitant to make any estimates because this is extremely supply constrained, but also quite niche. With that out of the way, here's how we'd compare the other Disney and real-world places to a stay at Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser, for those who haven't done either. It should go without saying that this is a misguided exercise. There is no way to account for seasonality, promotions, or airfare differences. You could stay at Disney's Grand Californian Hotel and Spa for 4 nights and visit Disneyland and Disney California Adventure for 5 days for around the same price as Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser. The Grand Californian has its own entrance with DCA and is similar to a more opulent version of Wilderness Lodge. Conceptually, they are considerably different, but the underlying architecture offers that obvious comparison. The similarities between Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser and Disneyland Resort are that both are low-stress environments. Neither is laid back. On the contrary, both may be tiring, but neither one is on the same level as the fundamental Walt Disney World experience. The comparison is inevitable. You might choose Disneyland over Star Wars in a heartbeat if you're significantly more into theme parks than Star Wars. Every Disney lover should go to Walt Disney's original Fantasy Kingdom if they haven't already. With that considered, we're not sure if a normal Walt Disney World visit can produce anything as consistently fun as Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser. Please don't get us wrong, we adore Walt Disney World, but fan feedback has made us wince in recent months. Not because you're all so cringeworthy, it's because the standard visitor experience is now hit or miss. Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser lacks this feature. Once again, this is classic Disney. The service is exceptional, with guests' needs anticipated and everyone handled as though they are unique. It can be tiresome, and it isn't a vacation in the usual sense, but it isn't as stressful as Walt Disney World can be right now. All of this makes it hard for us to respond. It's a razor-thin margin, which should speak loudly. At the end of the day, determining if Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser is worthwhile is difficult. Aside from the fact that it is expensive and an unpleasant barrier to entry for many middle-class families, there is a slew of additional factors that may make it a good or poor option for various parties. The only other thing we can say is that, in our opinion, Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser is the greatest imaginable rendition of whatever this difficult-to-define thing is. Not everyone will like it, but the intended audience will adore it. So, what is your opinion on the value for money of Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser? Was your journey worthwhile? Even if you haven't done it, do you believe it is worth the expenditure? Or is it too much for too little in your opinion? Comment below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Thanks for watching.